Today I'm going to show you why tempo is so important to a good golf swing. Let's transform your game. Hi, I'm Bill for Phoenix Golf, and today we're going to talk about tempo in the golf swing. If you're new to the channel or first time visiting, I'd appreciate if you press the like and subscribe button. It'll help me grow the channel, and I can continue to do these golf tips and drills and things like that and share my golf knowledge with people. Hopefully allow more people to play better golf. So let's get into it today. Let's talk a little bit about tempo in the golf swing. So I've been thinking more and more about tempo recently because this past year I've started to learn piano. I've always wanted to play piano. I'm, getting up there in age. And I was like, if you start now, who knows what I'm going to do with it, but I've enjoyed playing. It's given me something other than golf to focus on. But when learning piano, tempo is so important, especially during practice sessions, because if you're just trying to get it for speed, it's easy to miss notes. It's easy to miss keys. And you want each key that you press to be clean and clear, just like if you were playing guitar, the importance of tempo. So when you're watching professional golf on television, very rarely do you see a golfer where the backswing and the impact through swing don't match up. So you either have somebody like Jon Rahm, who is fast to the backswing, fast to the follow through, or you have somebody who's smoother, maybe like a Colin Morikawa, who's like slower on the backswing, but a little bit speeded up on the downswing. But he's not crazy about it. He's not losing his stance or falling out of or anything like that. It's just a little bit more accelerated. So for me, I've always leaned on trying to be as smooth as possible in my swing because I've noticed the faster I go, the sloppier I get, especially at the top, like, over swinging or not hinging the wrist or hinging the wrist too much. And then you can't get it to impact and you end up hitting like this on a mess. So for me, tempo is huge. And so I wanted to share some of the things I've done and some of the tips that I've learned to help manage tempo. So the biggest thing when practicing is you really want to have a good tempo to really help your body understand what you're trying to accomplish versus, running out to the range and trying to hit as many balls as possible and then get home, which I've been there. I've done that before. But when you watch the pros warm up, they might hit 5-7 irons, 5-5 irons. They will take time in between each one. They'll emulate what they're going to do on the golf course. They'll also focus on their tempo and speed. So when you see them start, so many of them, they might do 1, 2, 3, 4. That feels really, really slow, but this is good tempo. This is allowing you to get through, to make contact, to really feel what you're trying to do versus just hitting there one time after another. Like that's very quick for me personally. I mean, there are players who they swing really fast and their bodies can handle that, and that's great. For me, I tend to battle lower back issues, so I have to really watch my tempo and my swing. So some of the things that I like to do when I'm trying to work on tempo, either on the range or on my simulators, I listen to music in my earbuds. Try to find a music that's for me something that's like a 4/4 structure, so it's not super heavy, it's not super light, something that you can kind of get a nice rhythm to. Like for instance, I know there's a Johnny Cash song, you can get a rhythm, and he talks about that. If you listen to that song while you're hitting balls on the range, it really does help to loosen you up, and you feel that rhythm of the song, and you feel the rhythm of the golf swing because there is a tempo and a rhythm to the golf swing. The second thing I do is either put a metronome app on your phone or get a little metronome and practice, putting it on that 4 beats or something like that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that kind of back and forth rhythm to really help with your tempo. I think it's, good tempo also helps with club face control because so many times if you're too fast, you can't get the club face closed. So having a good tempo, you'll start to hit the ball more solid. So the other thing too is when you're on the course, for me, I can get bad anxiety or whatever. And so first thing goes out the window is my tempo. And so there's a couple of phrases that I've heard other professionals talk about or other teachers talk about, which can help you. So for me, like Martin Hall will say his tempo or the tempo he promotes is a 1, 2, and is like this little kind of pause at the top, and 3 for the follow through. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So that's his. Another one I've heard in the last few months, which made me laugh, that I really, really like, is to say Ernie Els, because it's 2 syllables followed by 1 syllable. It's very similar to what Martin Hall teaches. So it's Ernie Els. Ernie Els. So those are a couple like 3 tempo tricks that you can use on the course. And I'll even count 1, 2, 3 under my breath as I do it, because it will help me focus on it will help me alleviate from focusing on the results of the swing, and will help me focus on what I'm trying to do in the swing. Because when you focus only on the results, it makes it really difficult to hit good shots. So if you give your brain something to focus on other than the results, I guarantee you'll have a lot more successful golf shots. So for me, like when I get over the ball, I line up, and then it's I usually do 1, 2, 3. So like 1, 2, 3, and I might be a little quicker on the 3, during impact, but I'm not sloppy about it. And I'll even count to myself that sometimes I'll hit a bad shot, but it does help me to alleviate that focus on results. So again, a metronome, music, counting to yourself, saying a phrase like Ernie Els, or saying your own name, whatever is something similar to that cadence can really help your tempo. And again, watch the pros, look on YouTube, watch how they swing. They're not, if they are fast, it's usually fast and fast. It's, they're trying to match up their swing speeds and tempo. Very rarely do you see them swinging like out of control tempo. So again, if you like these tips and videos and drills that I'm doing, please like and subscribe so I can continue to grow the channel. If you have a question or a comment, or are looking to improve in a certain area of your game, please write it in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and try to address that, or share a video link, or even create a video for you. So focusing on tempo can really help with better impact, and it's helped me, and I hope it helps your game as well.